get this dude in the neighborhood, man. Ralph Barbosa, welcome to the neighborhood, my brethren.
Yo, it's good to be here.
Man, pleasure to meet you, man.
I was afraid you weren't gonna call me back no more.
Oh, nah. Why is that?
You had called me when I got my wisdom teeth out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You were like, "What's up, man? It's Big Boy," and I was like, "What's up, man?" But I couldn't really talk. I was like, "I'm sorry if I can't talk too much. I just got my wisdom teeth out." You were like, "Oh, all right then. Well, I'm gonna let you heal up, man. I'll call you another day."
And here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, I forgot that I called you when you had, but you was very polite to say, like, "Hey, man, I just got my wisdom teeth pulled," you know. And plus, did they give you any medication?
Oh yeah.
You
nice.
probably would have said some crazy stuff, bro. Had you always been like the guy that wanted to do comedy, Ralph?
Yeah.
Really
sure.
though?
Yeah.
Was comedy in your household, or was it just one of them things where you always knew that you was like the funny guy?
I was a funny guy with like
for free.
I was for free for a long time.
Yeah, man.
Growing up, maybe like half the time I had to get comfortable with people. Like high school, maybe half the people knew me as like the funny guy. Other half of the people knew me as the guy who just kept his head down in class.
Right. Were you so-called shy?
Yeah. First day of school was like the day that I tried out being the funny guy in each class. And if they laughed, then I'm like, all right, I'm the funny guy in this class.
Right.
You keep it up.
You know how people be the king of the school? Like, oh, that's the king of the school. You know, he's like, oh, that's the funny guy in the class.
Yeah. But if they didn't laugh, then I'm like, all right, I'm just never going to speak for like the rest of this whole semester. Like,
hey, man, but it's a difference, Ralph, between being the funny guy. You know how some guys are like the funny one in the hood or the neighbor, you know, they're all the bag, whatever it may be. There's a difference between taking that and moving that over to stand-up comedy.
That's the first hard lesson when you do comedy.
Yeah, man.
Is learning that it's different.
Yeah, because you could be funny with the homies. And like people say to me all the time, like I host comedy shows, I throw them as well. And people say, man, you need to do comedy. But there's a difference, and not that I short dog myself, but I say, man, you know, like your special, right? You look at your special, you'll say, oh, okay, you know, that's an hour. In an hour, I can make you laugh within the hour, but I can't make you laugh for an hour. And there's a difference between what I feel like the craft is. So when you go from just being the guy that's funny in class, funny with the homies, when did you get that bug where you wanted to get on stage?
I wanted to be like a comedic actor, and I went to a community college to take acting classes, and my acting teacher was just kind of like, you know, why are you doing this?
Right. So what do you do? Like, how many minutes do you get your first night when you bomb?
I got 3 minutes.
Did that feel long?
Yeah, I did 1.5.
Right. Why only 1.5?
There was like one other comic after me, because you know when you sign up at the when you first start going to open mics, you go like at the end. You know, you gotta work your way up. There was one other comic after me. He was just yelling at me the whole time that I was on stage. Like I can't cuss on here, right?
We try not to, but what did he say?
All right, he said.
You can say what he said.
He's like, "Get the fuck off the stage."
He's like, "Thank you," and you got off.
I was like, "All right, that's my time."
Thank you. Good night. You was like, man, you signed up after me.
Yeah.
He must have thought he was like a headliner because he came on. Were you second to the last and he was last, or he was just after you?
Yeah, no, I was second to last and he was last.
Man.
He was ready to go home.
Right.
I was like, fair enough, guy. I was like, I'm second to last, but you really got it bad, so.
Yeah, and then I guess you shaved. You know, you cut on some time. You cut it 1.5 minutes. You know, I'm pretty sure you had to get up and go to work. He had to go to work. You know, what did you do before comedy started paying the bills?
I was a barber.
Really? Yeah.
I was a barber, and then occasionally when I needed extra money or when my uncle just needed extra help, I would go help my uncle at his body shop. I'm like a certified barber and a certified automotive painter.
Damn.
Yeah. Any job Mexicans had, like I've had
it. Hey, man, so you never were afraid to, like, so-called work? You have been working since you were, like, young?
Yeah, I got my first job when I was 12.
What the hell do you... And what, a family restaurant or somebody's restaurant?
My neighbor's restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, we weren't like poor. We didn't need the money or nothing. But like my best friend, he was busy every weekend, and I would be like, yo, man, on Saturday you want to go to the movies or something? He's like, I can't. Like I gotta work.
Oh.
And he would be like, but my parents said you could come work if you want. And I was like, all right.
Oh, so you did the buddy system?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I might as well.
Hang out.
Hey, man, with going out and doing your own shows now, and when you do see social media, booking shows, Netflix, Cowabunga is available for us right now, man, which I thought was a great hour. You know what I'm saying? Great. Yeah, man. Like you really, and you could tell, man, even just in your outfit, you just seem comfortable. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Like
so.
you seem like somebody that's just next door, or like, oh, your homie made it. You know what I'm saying? That's why
I
I
hear
can
that
see.
quite a bit.
Yeah, man. Or do you get a lot of people that say you remind me of?
You remind me of my boy. You remind me of my
Yeah,
cousin. You
yeah,
remind me of
man.
my brother.
Yeah, it's like one of the homies really got on.
Yeah.
One of the homies really got on, man. Where do you still want to do your comedy stuff too, as far as film?
Film. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, I guess it's like that itch you're always gonna want to
Yeah,
scratch.
hell yeah.
Like of course. But right now I'm so zoned in with the stand up,
Yeah.
especially that I just put this hour on Netflix. Like now I just need to keep working on that other hour, which
Yeah,
I was
man.
already working on. It's not all the way there, but now I'm like, man, this is one of the funnest moments for me in the comedy world.
Is it fun and challenging too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just working on the next hour. We take a lot of trips out to New York, which I like a lot because you can do like a whole bunch of spots in the night, and because your audience can spoil you. I mean, not to sound ungrateful. I love having an audience now, but sometimes they like you just because they like you.
All you gotta do is show up sometimes. I was gonna ask you, is that not a gift and a curse? But you know how sometimes, like even when I first saw you, I just started to smile because I know your work, and I'm pretty sure you'll get that.
Yeah, you see, and sometimes your audience, like, and this is cool too. Like you said, like gift and a curse. Sometimes I feel like they know you so well, they start to laugh at things that the average person might not
Right,
laugh. Like they
right.
get like your insider kind of things. And I don't want my next hour to be built on insider jokes between
Yeah.
me and my already.
So that's why you
audience.
go outside.
Go to
and
New
you'll
York.
say,
You
yeah.
get in front of a crowd of people who sometimes they're just visiting this country. People who've never heard of you. Maybe a couple people, but you get like a real gauge on your jokes. You know what I mean?
When did you? And there's a road to getting to Netflix. You know what I'm saying? There's a road. There's still comedians that say, man, I didn't get the Netflix special. You know, why was it important to also shoot? You know, where you were familiar with.
I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool to do it like right there where I just put in so many years of work. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
When that barber shop is located in a part of Dallas called Oak Cliff.
Mhm.
And as a teenager, my dad had a business right there. Well, he had a body shop that he ran, and I'd go work there. My uncle used to work for my dad there, and I'd go work there as like a teenager, and my uncle would show me like stuff. And I'd get my haircuts there as a teenager, which was at the barbershop where I ended up working as I got older. You know, I went to barber college in that neighborhood. I worked in that neighborhood. And so a lot of people from there think I'm from Oak Cliff, whether I'm technically not. Like, I grew up like on the other end of the city.
And how far is that minute-wise? Or
I grew up like 20 minutes
gotcha.
northeast. That's like on the southwest part. Where I grew up was technically already the suburb. It was like a block over. It's like not even Dallas anymore. I wasn't even allowed to claim Dallas.
Oh, really?
Now I can, because now.
Oh yeah. Now they claim you.
Now they're like, he's from here, right? But back then they were just like, nah, bro, stay on that block over there. Like, but yeah, so when things started popping off and my Instagram or social media started growing,
man.
a lot of people from Oak Cliff were like, Oak Cliff represent, like, yo,
Yeah.
Oak Cliff. And so I don't know, I thought it'd be cool to like do the first special right there. Like Oak Cliff, that's the place where I learned my skills and put food on my table.
Yeah, man.
For a lot of years, you know?
Hey, man, and it's crazy because you look like a barber.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's ever told you that?
A couple times.
Yeah, because you and I don't know what this barber look. I own a barber shop. I'm not in there at all. You know what I'm saying? I used to cut hair, but for some reason, when I found out you were a barber, I was like, dude, he looked like a barber. You know what I'm saying? And plus, when you get on, you make sure you always,
Nah, not
you
today,
always cut.
though,
But are you saving up for something? You know how sometimes you don't trim up because you got something,
I just don't cheat on my barber. So if we can't line it up, then I'm throwing.
right? I was gonna ask you that. Do you get recognized even more so?
Yeah, it just depends where I'm
Does
at.
that trip you?
know what I mean?
Yeah. Does that trip you out though?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes people will be like, "Hey, are you that comedian guy?" Or like, "Are you that guy on TikTok or YouTube?"
Yeah.
And if they're asking, like, if they're not sure, then I'm just not gonna be sure either. I'll be like, I don't know what. Like,
Right. Maybe.
yeah, there's a dude. I was at a Target. This dude was like, "Hey, bro, are you that comedy guy?" I was like, "Nah, man, I don't think so." What do you mean? He's like, "No, I don't think that's you, right?" I was like, "Nah, bro, it's not." And then right, like he didn't even walked off yet. These two really pretty girls came up to
Oh,
me.
there you go.
And they're like, "Can we take a picture with you?" I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Of course.
Over here though, over here, over here.
He was like, "Oh man, I, knew
knew it
that
was
was
you.
you."
Like,
I was
nah,
like,
man, I'm
yeah.
just messing with you, man. Yeah, come on and get this picture, man. Yeah, I remember Kevin Hart. He was talking about somebody. He was like, yeah. He said, "You're snap your fingers famous." You know what I'm saying? You're past that, but I understood what he was talking about when it's like, man, are you that
That dude, you're
yeah,
that guy.
yeah. But it's crazy because people, they know your name, man, and it's crazy how much work you probably had to put into just to be here and knowing you got more work to do.
Yeah. I mean, there's always gonna be more work to do.
Yeah, just watching Cowabunga on Netflix, watching how you go throw down, and that you really stay with Pops.
Yeah.
Man, how
Good for
real
you.
is that? Louis said, "How good for you."
Good for you, bro.
Real Mexican.
Yeah. What? So, are you in a relationship right now?
I was.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, right. What
Yeah,
happened,
yeah.
man? She couldn't accept your fame.
Man, I think she accepted it very well. Whatever, fame was going on, but it's just that being on weekends, sometimes you get tempted to just like I said, you get a little celebratory weekends, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I didn't really like having somebody to like worry, you know what I mean? Because I'd mess up here and there if I'm being 100% honest.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
And then you're young. And
Yeah.
there's probably things coming at you. You know, you probably can't do that kind of relationship right now.
Yeah.
At least take it from me, a man that's married and have 2 kids, man, please. Throw your dick a party. Don't stop yet, bro.
Yeah.
City
I'm
You
just
know what I'm
gonna-
saying? As
I'm
safe
just
as you
gonna
can.
date
If you're not
around.
as safe as you can, at least something that'll take it away in 10 days.
I gave it like 3 chances over the last.
You gave her?
No, like 3 women.
Oh,
three-
okay.
3 different. I've given relationships
3 different
3
tries?
different tries over the last like year and a half.
And what happened?
Man, after like a couple months, like either they don't believe me that like how busy you are sometimes, or sometimes you just kind of forget to reply to stuff, and then it starts like more problem. And other times I'm just, man, if I'm being honest, I'm married to the game. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
comedy.
Right.
This is my first priority.
And at first, man, if they come in and they know what it is too, you know what I'm saying? If you already had a microphone in your hand and you already establishing, and it's crazy when you working towards something and and somebody's not really on that same page with you, or you feel like you got to start explaining yourself. Like, yeah, it's probably not where you want to be, and it's obvious as you sit here.
Not at all.
Yeah, man.
But I don't know.
Hey, man, how does it feel now when you hear your name being called out and you hear the audience? Do you still hear a roar, or can you still hear the laughter?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, my ears are working fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels cool, I guess. Sometimes, like, it's gonna sound messed up. Sometimes people yell too much.
Right.
Sometimes you go out there, they're like, all right.
Like,
And
all
it's
right.
like, all right, thank you. And then there's like 1 or 2 random people that like the yelling has been over, and there's like, let's go, Ralph. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I was about to, like,
Yeah.
not-
Woo!
it's not-
I even noticed on Cowabunga, you was like, all right.
yeah, like, well, it's
Yeah.
not it's like this is not basketball. Like, I need you to listen. Like,
yeah.
you can't yell at the same time I'm
Right.
talking. Like,
We love you, Ralph. Like, thank you.
I'm like halfway through the sentence and they start yelling. I'm like, bro, this is like, you need to listen for this to
right.
work.
Right, yeah. Like,
You know what I mean?
this is
I'm gonna miss this dunk if you if you're
yeah.
yelling halfway through it.
Yeah, that's like me at the free throw line and you shoot a gun. Like,
Yeah.
I turn around. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but
Hey,
it feels
Do you
good,
have any
though.
comedy heroes or people that you looked at and was like, man, I really enjoy what they do? Inspirations, whatever you would call it.
Before I actually got into comedy to the point like that I was like going at it, trying to do it,
Mhm.
my top 2 were always like Adam Sandler, Dave Chappelle.
That's
right?
dope.
When I started doing comedy, I started really falling in love with stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know a whole lot. I wasn't even like a big stand-up fan growing up, though. I just knew like the biggest.
So you
names.
just liked comedy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
it
funny
wasn't
movies,
stand-up
sketch
comedy.
comedy especially.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Funny movies more than anything. But once I started doing comedy and learning about different comics, I really admired Mitch Hedberg. May he rest in peace. I
Damn.
didn't know
You
who
remind
that
me of
was.
him, bro.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
I think I mentioned that to
really
you
good.
earlier.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the purest form of joke writing.
When you saw George Lopez doing his podcast, and it was raw, and he was like, you know, F that guy. They was trying to give you know, your props. George is a friend of the neighborhood as well. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't like trying to.
I like how you
nothing.
throw that in there. Like, be careful what you say, though.
No. Say what you're gonna say.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just saying I'm not trying to create nothing because that's what I don't do. I build relationships. You know what I'm saying? But when you saw George Lopez reaction to your name, being a comedian also, man, and I don't know if there was a look up to. I didn't go down a rabbit hole. I don't know if you looked up to George, whatever. What did that, as a comedian, just as a person that's getting on, how did you feel about that?
I was like, what's this dude's deal?
Yeah.
But I also didn't take it too personal. I feel like you could have put anybody's name, like whoever he brought up in that podcast over and over again, I feel like he would have got slammed. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I also I didn't think about it at the time. I didn't think about it till maybe like a few days after that.
Did people get you upset?
Nah.
You know how sometimes it'd be other people, you'd be like, oh, man. Then they'd be like, man, you hear what such and such? I'm like, what? What the fuck?
I feel like I don't know. It made me upset when I saw people in the comments hyping up that dude Steve Trevino, like the days afterwards. Not right away, but after a few days, I'm like, they're giving this dude credit. Like, if he helped me out, like, I've never met that man in my life. And the dude was like, it's up to us, George.
Right.
It's up to us, George, to help the Ralph Barbosas of the world. And I was like,
usher in the next ones.
I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. But then I was like, wait, he's never helped me.
Right.
I never met that guy.
Right.
And I mean, maybe he was, I don't know if he was planning on helping me.
He wasn't in the gym with me.
Yeah, like, I don't know if he was planning on helping me or what he meant by that.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Like, all I ever wanted out of comedy was to tour, be on the road and stuff. And by the time that podcast came out, my whole year was already booked up. So when he was like, we got to help him out, I'm like, bro, like, I don't know. Right. It's like if you're like, we got to help him get this mortgage loan. But, like, I have a house. Like,
right, yeah.
I'm good.
You explain that very well. Like, dude, I'm in my crib.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
So I thought that was weird that he kept like,
right.
I'm not like you, George. I help people and like, but I did think it was kind of mean or whatever that George was like, who's that dude? Fuck him. Don't say his name. But I mean, George did apologize.
Yeah. So y'all had a conversation via phone or something?
He called me on the phone.
Yeah.
He called me on the phone. He got my number from this dude Edwin in Kona. And he was like,
he didn't get it from Trevino, Steve Trevino?
Nah.
Your mentor?
Got it from my sensei.
Sensei. Wow. And so he called you up. Do you see that? You accept the call right away? Do you know it's George Lopez?
Yeah, I got a heads up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When they told me he was gonna call, I was feeling myself.
Right.
I was like, let me get ready, man. I cut up a little cigar,
Right. Yeah.
Took a shower real quick.
Yeah.
Got ready.
Took a couple drags and flicked it.
Yeah.
Why did you name the special Cowabunga?
I think it's a cool word.
Yeah.
Are you like a big Simpsons fan?
Yeah.
I like the Simpsons a lot.
Do you have a Simpsons tattoo?
I have 2 Simpsons tattoos. I don't know if you want me to show you.
Yeah, if
I'll put it to the microphone.
Yeah, right. We got cameras right here. What do you have?
Okay, so this was my first tattoo ever. It's a Krusty the Clown. It's actually like the doll, like from the, I don't know, it's the episode from A Treehouse of Horror where the doll's like possessed. And then the other one, it's like the Pink Floyd album cover.
Right. With Homer.
With Homer shaking hands with Homer, but one of the Homers is on fire. And the other one's like drooling, like half asleep.
Did you watch a lot of Simpsons?
Yeah.
That was your show?
Yeah. We didn't have cable for a long time. We had like that. It was like 30 channels on our kitchen on this little mini TV. So sometimes after school, when like my grandpa would get home, we'll eat and watch TV. So we had like 2 Spanish channels and like CW 33.
Yeah, man.
Was the only English one. So like Simpsons would come on. I loved Reba, According to Jim. Those were my shows.
Can you sing the Reba theme song?
No.
He is in his head.
Yeah,
he will in the car. He'll sing it in the car. And then he'll get away and be like, man, I'm so glad I didn't sing that. I wanted to.
I'm a survivor. That's how it ends.
Ralph, we get this all the time, man. Tacos right here in California, really L.A. And you hear people that say, oh, well, Texas got better tacos than California. Are we going broad stroke with Texas? Are we going broad? We going to Dallas? We going to
LA.
To Houston? I know LA. Have you had tacos here?
I have.
All righty.
I've been on a taco tour here.
Really though?
Yeah. Comedian Jesus Trejo one time took me like on this 4 taco run within 1 hour.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
just back-to-back tacos. But I've also had just several tacos. Every time I come here, I try a different taco spot.
really? What's better to you? In L.A.?
LA to Dallas,
Yeah.
LA's had the better tacos.
Really
On
though?
average.
Go ahead now.
Not to say we don't have good tacos, but
well,
y'all have
you just said we have better tacos.
Yeah.
more often.
It is my pleasure to have you in the neighborhood, bro.
Oh,
And I've
pleasure's
been
all
waiting
mine.
on this one, bro. Believe that. And once again, Cowabunga, Netflix available for you
Yeah,
now.
keep it.
Make sure you guys check that out, man. And I'm telling you, man, it felt like a quick hour.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It felt like a quick hour, bro.
definitely felt like
And-
a good 48 minutes.
Yeah, is that your
Nah.
TRT? You're like, I gotta get an hour. When you go and do something for Netflix for an hour, are you specifically to an hour, or do you go hour 10, hour?
I think I mean, you can record as much as you want, but
Okay,
they
it's
did
that
say
edit.
they want 55 minutes to an hour.
Edit
So-
it down, total running time.
Yeah,
What are you on hip hop right now?
hip hop.
Yeah, man.
Right now, man, because every week is a little different.
Okay.
Right now, I'm on like some 90s, early 2000s vibe, like some Jay-Z, Hard
Mhm.
Knock Volume 2. Is that what it's called? Yeah. My bad, man. I don't be checking the name
Right.
sometimes,
Yeah,
but I like
you can just say
it's
Jay-Z.
that album where he has that song with Too Short. He's like, it was all cool just a week ago.
Hey, man, how do you at 27? How do you know that?
My dad used to love
okay.
Jay-Z.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and what about with OT right now?
OT's cool as hell. I like OT songs a lot too, man.
Hey, man,
That dude's good people.
That dude is a beast.
That dude's a beast.
You know
yeah.
what I love about him too? He's him.
Yeah. 100%
You-
himself, yeah.
And you get that from him. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's funny, but lyrically, dude, go. And I don't see how you cannot like that Mexican OT.
He's
Oh,
from if I'm not mistaken, he's from like Bay City, which is near Houston, Texas.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know what's all in the water, the air down there, and the humidity, but that whole area just produces some of in my opinion, some of the greatest rappers ever, man.
Hey, man, and not only that, they got a different twang. You know what I'm saying? Everything, man. What you
Yeah.
driving right now?
I got a few cars, man.
Okay, yeah. Anything old that you not that you painted, because I know you
I
painted
tell you,
before.
my all-time favorite one. This was like my dream car, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's a boring car." But if you know cars, you know this car. My all-time favorite one is a 1996 Super Sport Impala. I bought it with 2,000 original miles. It looks like it came right out the factory.
You still got it?
Yeah, I'm never gonna get rid of that. That's been my dream car since I was like 12. I got an 87 Monte Carlo, but it's a
Oh, okay.
luxury sport. I wanted a super sport, but I got a luxury sport.
Did you paint them yourself, or you knew where to get them painted?
No,
at?
no,
You know
no.
what you like.
I haven't even owned them that long.
Oh,
This
really
is new
though?
money, big boy.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah, that is true. You're like, man, remember, man, I was doing small child support. Like, yeah, man, I'm a Cadillac man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
I wanna
I
give
got
me
a
a Cadillac.
78 that's it's almost ready to roll.
What color is it?
Yeah, man, it's like this burgundy-ish, like
Ooh,
it's beautiful,
nice.
man. But yeah, I got it from out of town, out of state.
Nice.
A garage.
You were looking
find.
for it for a while?
Yeah. We found it too.
That's
We
nice.
found it, bro. So yeah, man, it's sprayed up right, and they took everything off to hit it the right way.
You got to
so-
enjoy the journey of how you get that car.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I had a head start. You know
Yeah?
what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
found it right. But
Nice.
just getting it all the way down to the metal and working on it, man, it's nothing like it.
I found my car before I was able to buy it. It landed in my lap, but I wasn't able to like get it. There's a dude that goes to the barbershop, and he's always dealing with like old school Chevys.
Mm-hmm.
He has a monster collection. He has like 454 Super Sports and tons of. He had a few Monte Carlos. And I remember one day he's at the shop and he's showing my barber, because we get our haircut from the same dude, one of the owners. He's showing him the pictures of the 96 that he just bought. He's like, man, it doesn't even have 2,000 miles yet. Like, it's like right under that. You know what I mean? And my barber calls me over. He's like, man, check it out. He's like, you like these, don't you? I was like, yeah. And I was just like, man, you bought that car? He's like, yeah. I was like, you want to sell it? He's like, yeah, I'm going to sell it. I said, don't sell it right now. I was like, hold
right.
it.
Now you start looking at your calendar.
Yeah. Nah, but I mean, this is like before I had any type of heat on my name. Like,
Oh wow.
this is when I'm still like late on booth rent. My barber's even talking like shit to me. He's like, how you gonna buy
How
a
you go-
car?
yeah.
You owe me booth rent, bro. Like, I'm like, hold it. At least give me a year. I was like, give me 1 year. I was like, I feel like comedy will take off soon. Give me 1 year and I'll buy it. And
in
I-
the barber shop.
Yeah.
You say give me 1 year in the barber shop because comedy gonna take off for me.
Yeah, and it was like March 1st I bought that car. It was like on the year mark
Damn.
Yeah,
Of
it
what
was-
year?
of this year. I bought it in March.
Hey man, so 2023. So last year you were in the barber shop?
2022?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would not have DM'd me at all last year in March.
And that's I need a haircut that you weren't gonna show up to.
Yeah.
Ralph Barbosa, thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man. Y'all give it up one more time. Ralph Barbosa in the neighborhood. Cowabunga is available for you right now on Netflix. Check it out, Big Boy's Neighborhood.